Welcome to Spiritual Calisthenics. Christ is in our midst. On September 12th, we commemorate the Apodosis of the Nativity of our Most Holy Lady, the Theotokos and Ever Virgin Mary. Saint Autonomos the Hieromartyr Cornatus, Bishop of Iconium, Saint Agirus the Hieromartyr Cornoutus, Bishop of Iconium, Saint Daniel of Thasos, Saint Julian the Martyr, and Saint Theodore the Hieromartyr of Alexandria. Regarding the Holy Hieromartyr Autonomos, Bishop of Italy. The Hieromartyr Autonomos was a bishop in Italy during the time and the persecution against Christians under the Emperor Diocletian. Saint Autonomos had left his own country and resettled in Bithynia, in the locality of Sorius, with a man named Cornelius. And Autonomos did his apostolic duty with zeal and converted to Christ so many pagans that a large church was formed, for which he consecrated a temple in the name of the Archangel Michael. For this church, the saint at first ordained Cornelius as deacon and then presbyter. Preaching about Christ, Saint Autonomos visited also Iconium and Ipsabria. The Emperor Diocletian gave orders to arrest Saint Autonomos. The saint withdrew to Claudiopolis, the Black Sea. In returning to Sorius, he had the priest Cornelius ordained bishop. Saint Autonomos then went to Asia, and when he had returned from there, he began to preach in the vicinity of Limna near Sorius. Once the newly converted destroyed a pagan temple, pagans decided to take revenge on the Christians. Seizing their chance, the pagans rushed upon the church of the Archangel Michael when Saint Autonomos was serving divine liturgy there. After torturing Saint Autonomos, they killed him, reddening the altar of the church with his martyr's blood. The deaconess Maria removed the body of the holy martyr from beneath a pile of stones and buried it. During the reign of Saint Constantine the Great, the church was built over the tomb of the saint. The year 430, a certain priest had the old church pulled down. Not realizing that the martyr's body had been buried beneath the church, he rebuilt the church in a new spot. After another 60 years, the relics of the saint were found incorrupt. The church was then built in the name of the Hieromartyr Autonomos. O wise one, thou wast initiated solidly in matters divine, O martyr blessed Autonomos. Thou wast made a pleasing sacrifice when thou drankest the cup of Christ. While standing before him now, thou ceaselessly prayed to him for us all. From St. Paul's letter to the Galatians. Brethren, from those who are reputed to be something, what they were makes no difference to me. God shows no partiality. Those, I say, who are of repute, added nothing to me. But on the contrary, when they saw that I had been entrusted with the gospel to the uncircumcised, just as Peter had been entrusted with the gospel to the circumcised. For he who works through Peter for the mission to the circumcised worked through me also for the Gentiles. And when they perceived the grace that was given to me, James and Cephas and John, who are reputed to be pillars, gave to me and Barnabas the right hand of fellowship, that we should go to the Gentiles and they to the circumcised. Only they would have us remember the poor, which very thing I was eager to do. So in other words, St. Paul in his mission to the Gentiles is being laser focused on what he is trying to accomplish. Now, while some of them are going to the Jews, some of them are going to Gentiles, the idea is they are enlarging the one church. And St. Paul is very eager to help those that are in need, to remember the poor. Gospel according to St. John. At that time, the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered the council and said, "What are we to do? For this man performs many signs. If we let him go on thus, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will come and destroy both our place and our nation." This is because many of the Jews had risen up in full uprisings throughout the empire, and so the Romans were looking for just one more reason to crush them. This eventually does happen in 60 AD when the temple is destroyed. But one of them, Caiaphas, was high priest that year, said to them, "You know nothing at all. You do not understand that it is expedient for you that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation should not perish." He did not say this of his own accord, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for the nation, not for the nation only, but to gather in the children of God who are scattered abroad, so that from that day on they took counsel how to put him to death. So how horrible is this, that he prophesied truly that Jesus Christ was going to die for them. but he didn't understand why. Jesus therefore no longer went about openly among the Jews. He went from there to the country near to the wilderness, a town called Ephraim. There he stayed with the disciples. I hope that you've enjoyed today's spiritual calisthenics. Have a blessed and wonderful day.